welcome to town.
Thank you, thank you.
Tell me about the fight you got coming up with on Saturday.
Yeah, no, we're excited. It's the first boxing event that we've done in the last 15 years here in Chicago. So the fact that we have a homegrown fighter in Kenneth Sims. Kenneth Sims is from Chicago. He's local. He grew up in the Golden Gloves we were talking about earlier. The Golden Gloves, the local scenery here, and so this fight here is very important for Chicago boxing to bring back. Kenneth Sims winning this fight Saturday night. He's fighting a number 5 ranked in the world fighter contender. So if he wins this, Sims automatically fights for a world title. So that's how it's very important for Chicago boxing. So I'm really looking forward to it.
You know, Oscar, you and I were talking before we started the interview, and I was telling you about how Chicago has such a rich history when it comes to boxing.
It does.
You just referenced the Golden Gloves. Who I used to go with my dad. Man, it's been over a century of Golden Gloves boxing in this town. When you get a guy like Kenny Sims Jr. fighting, it's really important for boxing in this city because, man, I can see where this city could really embrace him if he wins this fight Saturday.
Well, I've staged press conferences here. I've brought, when I fought Pacquiao, we staged a press conference. We brought Mayweather and all the big major fighters, and the fans come out. I mean, thousands and thousands of fans just come out to support the press conference. So I can imagine if you get behind a homegrown fighter like Kenneth Sims, who's locally from here, I think boxing can be back in Chicago, and I'm looking forward to it because I love the city. Baseball's great. Pizza's even better, but I really feel that Kenneth Sims can really ignite something for the fans.
You're one of the greatest of all time. I grew up watching you. Tell me if I'm wrong. 11 world titles, 6 different weight classes.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I know my boxing.
Yeah, you know your boxing.
You
know your boxing. Don't forget the gold medal.
Well, we're going to get to the gold in a second. But tell me, what separates the great ones from the good ones?
It has to be discipline. And discipline. It's different than hard work. The hard work. Anybody can work hard. Anybody can be motivated, right? I can be motivated today and train and want to fight tomorrow. But if I don't have that discipline, it's required every single time you wake up from bed. Every single time you don't want to go to the gym. Every single time you don't want to shoot a hoop. If you're a basketball player, if you're a baseball player, you don't want to train. Discipline, I tell everybody, every kid out there that I speak to, whatever, discipline is the most important in whatever you're doing. If you don't have discipline, then who knows if you're going to wake out of bed? Who knows if you're going to do the job at hand? You have to have that discipline.
Is it tougher to find today with a young boxer than it was when you were boxing?
In boxing, no. I think a lot of kids, especially in the sport of boxing, they're hungry. They're hungry to let's say get out of the city where they live. They're hungry to move up the ladder. They're hungry to build a better life for themselves. There's something different about fighters and wanting to get out of their environment and wanting to become better and provide for their families. And athletes, I don't know, it's just something different about boxing. Boxing is a very humbling sport. Boxing is a sport that will bring out the best in you. And boxing, if you're not disciplined, then you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You're getting knocked out. So it's not like I just missed a 100-mile-per-hour baseball, or I couldn't catch the football coming at me. No, in boxing, you're gonna get knocked out and it can be over. So I think discipline in boxing goes a long way, and these kids know it.
Before you started Golden Boy, you boxed for 16 years. And I think about great fights. You and I were just talking about it, whether it was Ali Frazier, Hearns Hagler, Hearns Leonard, Mayweather Pacquiao.
Right.
And then I thought, okay, man, when I think about Oscar De La Hoya, I think about De La Hoya against Trinidad.
Yeah.
De La Hoya against Chavez.
Shane Mosley.
Shane Mosley, Sugar Shane Mosley. But I went to AI, because everyone goes to
Sure,
AI, and I said,
sure.
all right, give me the greatest De La Hoya bout, and it said Fernando Vargas.
Oh, wow.
Would you agree with that?
It's top 5. I would say top 3 even. I mean, I think because of the rivalry, all the smack talking he was on my face with, and the build up to it, the fact that we were homegrown from Los Angeles, the fact that he was telling me, well, you're not this and that, and so it just gave me that extra motivation to just really just give it to him, And it was exciting. I mean, he almost had me knocked out in the first round.
I remember.
The fight was almost over. I mean, I remember it with a punch. And 11 rounds went by and was able to knock him out. So it was one for the ages. I mean, I think it was a great fight. Exciting throughout the whole fight. So it was pretty cool.
What happened to those golden years of boxing? Those memorable bouts?
Yeah, I think business is getting in the way. I think, look, a lot of fighters, my young fighters that I sign, I first tell them, look, you're thinking about the money first, and then thinking about legacy and winning fights. And no, it's the other way around. Think about your craft. Think about your craft first. Your training, your abilities, your hard work, your discipline. Make sure that you fight hard, and then the money will come. Put in place smart people around you and let them take care of that business side of it. But you have to focus and fight hard in the ring. I think we're seeing the opposite in a lot of kids. They're thinking about the business side of boxing first, and they're being careful. They don't want to get hit. They might get knocked out. They might get dropped. I think fighters today must believe in themselves even more so. There's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of great fighters coming up. And
what do you
boxing
look
is
for
back.
in a fighter before Golden Boy takes him on?
I think the most important factor is, if he gets dropped, does he get back up? And how does he get back up? Does he take his time? Is he rushed? Is he scared? Is he weary that he's going to get hit again? It's all right here, and it's all right here in the eyes. When you get knocked down, that's when you know you have a real fighter. When and how he gets back up.
Eddie Hearn.
Oh, yes.
Frank Warren.
Right.
Those guys are big names now, along with Oscar De La Hoya, Don King, Bob Arum, back when I was growing up. You and I were talking about Mark Vreeland, and I had a chance to chat with Arum. How much more of this do you want to do?
I love the sport. I really do. I love boxing. It gives me motive. It gives me a satisfaction to build the fighters from scratch. When you build these young kids that are literally coming out of the ghetto. And I can say that because I came out of the ghetto.
Yeah, East LA.
I came out of East LA, and I was handed that opportunity. So these kids that take advantage of the opportunity, it's so gratifying when you see them become world champion. They can come up to you and say, thank you for changing our life. Thank you for changing my family's lives. And the money's good. The money's good too. It's great for the fighters. So I strongly feel that as long as I can do it, as long as Holly lets me do it, let's put it that way. Because it takes a lot of time, and it's a lot of fun. But but it's a lot of headaches too.
Yeah,
it comes with a lot of headaches. But putting fights together is literally, for me, my dream job.
Putting fights together. Boxing was a dream because your grandfather, your father, your brother, you all boxed.
Yeah,
right?
we all did. We all boxed. We were a fighting family. That's basically it. And everybody was banking on me to be the one. And it comes a lot of pressure with it, but there's a lot of satisfaction when you have your family rooting for you, when you win that first world title, when you win the gold medal, you have your country behind you. It's pretty satisfying when you're a winner. But like everything else, there's a flip side to it, right? And you have to know how to handle it. You have to know how to handle adversity, and that's what boxing trains these kids to handle adversity. outside of the ring. That's why I love it so much. You know, you have these kids who are growing up wanting to be world champions, wanting to be the next De La Hoya, the next Mayweather, the next Pacquiao, the next George Foreman. But it also, at the same time, it's teaching them discipline. It's teaching them character. That's why I love it.
Oscar, I want you to do me a favor, because I would do you a disservice if I tried to explain. But 1992, this man goes to Barcelona and wins gold for our country.
Right.
You had made a promise to your mom.
Yeah.
I want you to share the story with us.
Right. So my mother diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 4. So she had no chance. Told me several months before the Olympics, when I went, I was only 18 years old. I go to Barcelona knowing, she had passed away prior to the Olympics. She passed away. I went to Barcelona promising her the gold medal. So I'm a kid just laying there in Barcelona every single night, just thinking, my gosh, what if I fail? What if I fail? I wasn't thinking about failing for my country. I was thinking about failing for my mother at the time. So you can imagine the pressure. So I had to fight 6 times to win the gold medal. I was petrified. I have no clue how I did it. It was just, I don't know, it was just like an angel was looking out for me, literally. It really feels
Mom was
that
looking
way.
out
She
for you.
literally was looking out for me. So, yeah, I win the gold, come back, my life changes overnight, and the Golden Boy is born.
And Golden Boy Productions is thriving right now. 5 years ago, I know you kicked around the idea of maybe running for president.
That was...
Talk to me.
Look, it's funny because in East LA and LA, people are always like, oh my gosh, we love you. You can run for mayor. You can run for, city councilman, whatever, this and that. And I've being politically correct.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, maybe one day and this and that. So then I did this interview. I'm not sure who it was. They asked me, will you ever run for president? You have some really good ideas. I'm like, yeah, maybe one day. And so they ran with it. I would never do it. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, a lot of responsibility. I think that politics in general is not right up my alley. So I'll stick with boxing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you're doing really well with what you're doing. And as you look ahead, final question, what's next? Just continue at Golden Boy?
Yeah, look, I'm very diverse.
You're still young. You're in your 50s.
I'm very diverse. I dabbled here and there in different investments, this and that. But ultimately, what I love doing, and it's not just because of the business, I just love being around boxing. I love being around the fighters. I love building champions right from the start. I love when these little kids, literally little kids, my age, when I started at 5 years old, these kids, they send you a DM on Instagram. Hey, champ, I'm going to see you, when I grow up, when I'm 18, I'm going to become your next champion. So it's pretty gratifying to read those comments, read those messages. And it's also gratifying when I see literally these kids grow up and now they're 18, they're 19 years old, they're ready to turn pro. We sign them and we make them world champions. It's pretty cool.
What an awesome feeling. Could you get in the ring if I asked you to?
Never, brother.
Are you done? When was the last time you got in the ring and boxed?
Oh my God, 5 years.
Really?
5 years ago, yeah. I tried it and I think this kid who was like 18 years old put a whooping on me.
Man, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Great to having you.
Thank you.